Hello and welcome to another Warcraft III audio commentary. Today we're going to be watching Game 2 of the Best of 3 series from WLW between Kenshin, spawning in as the blue human on the lower left side of the map. This is Twisted Meadows against Zhouxixi, spawning in as the red night elf in the upper right part of the map. And again, this is Twisted Meadows. So you can go ahead and see an Ancient of War creep coming down here on the shop, merchant shop if you'd like to say. From Zhouxixi going for a Tavern hero, which is an interesting choice. What hero will he go? Could be seeing a Beastmaster. We might be seeing a Dark Ranger, but there's a lot of variation there, and I don't want to try calling it because honestly, I'm not sure what he wants. I mean, the best I could call is probably going to be a Beastmaster, but we'll have to wait and see exactly what he decides to do. And of course, we do have that scout coming in from Kenshin using a militia scout. This is a very large player map, a 4-player map, so using just your footman scout alone generally isn't enough, especially with the variance of strategies you can do on this map. And if he is going for a warden double AOW creep, then he might just go ahead and decide that he wants to do a different style play than if he's going for, say, a single AOW creep with a Tavern hero. And that's what we're going to be seeing this game. We might actually see more AOW creeps. Of course, you can pick this up after you creep this and move it around. And of course, you don't really need too many more archers, so I'm going with the Tavern hero, getting a second archer out. So again, doesn't really tell us too much, I don't think, about what Tavern hero he wants. But again, we'll just have to wait and see. Of course, this militia creep up here about to be underway here really soon. Let's see what hero was that. That is indeed the Beastmaster. And do we have these peasants already up here? Yes, indeed, here they are. As you can see, the Archmage summoning that first water elemental a little bit early, knows that there's the chance of a wisp coming in here and dealing with some damage on a detonate, trying to avoid that. And there we go, seeing that second water elemental coming in to start tanking the rock golem now. And gonna go ahead and kill the rock golem right there. And so that's pretty much how you creep this. Go for the rock golem, kill the other stuff. He did kill the mud golem as well during the time. That's why the rock golem took so long to die. But hey, there you have it. Of course, keeping this militia alive just ever so barely. And now he's going to be able to get these peasants back, running them in the back just in case. He doesn't quite know what he's looking at yet. Going to run these guys away, and then he has these guys ready on standby just in case anything tries to come here and kill it. And of course, we might have seen maybe a Quillbeast running in. You never know. But no, that is not what Zhouxixi's going to be doing. He's just going to be Ancient of War creeping over here on the shop, picking up a really nice item, a Scourge Bone Chimes. Not very nice for him, though, and unless he keeps it for late game and he decides to go bears. But normally we will see maybe Dryad play, or maybe some bears. It's possible we will see bears, and if he's going to have bears, he probably will keep the item. It's probably worth it. But over here we can see, is that a Tree of Life? That is a Tree of Life going for a Tier 1 expansion. This could be very interesting. We have a farm over here from Kenshin just scouting this out. He saw that wisp. He said, you know what, if you're going to go for an expo right there, I'm going to see it. Zhouxixi responds by expoing over here. Which expansion slot's better for Zhouxixi? I don't know. I would say that he's probably quite happy expanding here as well. It probably doesn't affect him too much. And over here, we might be seeing an expansion coming in from Kenshin as well. He has militia creeping that. Of course, he's getting up an Arcane Tower in his main base and getting a couple more peasants out. So yes, indeed, it looks like he is intending to place his expansion right here. And we'll see. Of course, it's going to leave a Tome of Intelligence behind. Unfortunate when that happens, but it's just something that happens once in a while. He does have a Bruned Bracers, which would have been a great item to have had Zhouxixi decided to go Warden, because of course that would allow him to soak up quite a bit of damage from the Warden. I'm going to go ahead and sell it, though. It's not too overly effective versus the Beastmaster's. Picking up a Staff of Teleportation. He did get boots from that creep where he crept his expo, and just going to staff over to this footman, summon a water elemental, and try to cancel this Tree of Life. It looks like he might very well be able to do so. As you can see, it's going to be very close, cutting it one way or another. And even if he goes up at this point, you might even see it go down regardless. We do have a Wisp running in here to repair it. Going for the repair. Will it be enough? Oh, going down right as he finishes. Oh, that's quite unfortunate. Really nice play by Kenshin. And now we can see he's running that footman away. Will he be able to save the footman? It's going to be running straight into the elf player's base. It looks like he might live, but I think that Beastmaster is just fast enough to go ahead and kill him regardless. Yes, indeed, that footman will go down. Will that be a level upgrade? Nope. He is already level 3 on that Beastmaster, and about 30% of the way through it. And as you can see, that means he has a little bit more experience than the Archmage, who is currently chasing down archers right now, picking one of those off. And we can see another Tree of Life has been placed down right there, being rebuilt by Zhouxixi, just in case he'd like to get this to go up. And he actually has been making a couple of hunts, picking up his own Staff of Teleportation, TPing over to this Wisp, and gonna come over here and try to pick off some peasants. 2 Arcane Towers already finished, however, and there's a Huntress in here as well as another Quill Beast coming in right now, and that first Quill Beast will go down. This is, of course, a dire Quill Beast, meaning it's level 2, and taking all of those arcane towers with his Beastmaster. Not the best play by Kenshin right there. He does want to go ahead and switch that to the Quill Beast, as you can see he has done, dealing extra damage. Keep one just to keep the Beastmaster's mana low, not a bad idea, but going ahead and killing that dire Quill Beast, good idea as well. As you can see, all of these peasants have gone down except one, and so that's 4 peasants down. We can see an archer being killed by these militia, as well as that archmage getting the final hit in. Beginning to build the town hall. Of course, both players doing really good. Kenshin TPing it over here to the Tree of Life from Zhouxixi that Zhouxixi is currently rebuilding. Gonna go ahead and cancel that. He knows it's not gonna stay up. Is he building one up here as well? No, Ancient of Lores are going up over there. As you can see, tier 2 currently being already teched, I'm sorry, by Zhouxixi. Indeed, and now we can see that human player is currently still tier 1, however, so we're going to see a bunch of Dryads coming in this game. Of course, still keeping the Scourge Bone Chimes, and we might even see him deciding at some point to pick up his own bear, because he can make a bear summon, and that would also benefit from that lifesteal. Here we do see Zhouxixi picking up a panda as his second hero. Going to come over here. It's going to be able to do a lot versus Footman early on. Just going to go ahead and try to cancel these towers from going up. As you can see, one of these huntresses is fairly low on HP. Going to have the second huntress being taken quite a bit of damage as well from that Water Elemental and Archmage. And now you can see a nice narrow dodge of a surround from Zhouxixi as he runs away from all of these panda footmen. Hasn't used a single breath of fire on that panda just yet, saving them perhaps maybe just for these peasants. And will we see him just go for a creep here? No. Sometimes you can see people being very aggressive when they creep, but that would have been an odd choice. Over here we can see nothing really going on over there. If we look in the base, there's a footman up here, and that footman's going to go for some Wisp Harass. We might see him getting TP'd on from that Archmage, or is the Archmage already over here, coming in here to maybe harass on these Ancient of Lores? Not really going to happen. And this town hall, this expansion does go up. A huntress does go down. So nice play from Kenshin. You can see the Beastmaster is teleporting to his base with his Staff of Teleportation. Going to lose a Wisp right there to a little bit of harass. Going to summon a Quill Beast and go for this Beast Footman right here, and he will be able to kill that Footman probably no problem. Are any Dryads out just yet? The first Dryad just coming out right there. Of course, we're going to see another Wisp taking a bit of damage. Will he go for the Drain, detonating onto the Archmage, doing a little bit of mana damage? Not really any Archmage health damage though, so not a huge deal. As you can see, coming down here scouting for an Expo. Not going to find one because the Expo currently is built over here and being built, and it's halfway through. There we can see a Dispel coming out from that Dryad. Abolish Magic has been researched, and indeed, we can see another Water Elemental being summoned. Not quite enough mana to get a second Abolish Magic off just yet, but as you can see, he's going to go ahead and try to kill this Water Elemental without any problem at all. And there it is, 50 mana, and there is the Abolish. Going to go ahead and kill that, picking up a little bit of experience. And now you can see 6, 7, 8 footmen running into Zhouxixi's main base. Going to maybe come in here for some Whisper Ass. As you can see, there's one Whisper right there. He didn't actually go for it, which is an odd choice. I think he used a couple of hits on it. But no, going for the Moonwells, indeed, and that's going to be a big pressurizing effect right there. He's going to have to keep those Moonwells alive. As you can see, he's currently at 39 out of 40 food. Does not want to lose any Moonwells. Going to come in here and try to deal with this. Do they have Defend? They do have Defend, which is going to make them very difficult targets for the Dryads themselves to kill. You can see a nice Breath of Fire and Undefend as they run away. Kenshin could micro this a little better. I think he could go ahead and have the ones taking damage on Defend from the Dryads, and that would, of course, allow them to reflect attacks back. Not going to really happen. Of course, they do move quite a bit slower in that case, and they're almost certainly going to be focused down should that happen, as you can see right there. But it's going to go ahead and reflect a little bit of damage to those dire Quill Beasts right there, and the rest actually not going to go for the target there. So hey, switching targets, not a bad idea. Actually, maybe it's an even better idea to not defend, because if Zhouxixi ignores the defended ones and slows the ones that aren't defended, you might lose even more. So hey, there you go. Zhouxixi knows what Kenshin knows exactly what he's doing. And as you can see, those Ancient of Lores not currently producing anything. As you can see, 37 out of 40 food for Zhouxixi, needing more mana. Needing more Moonwells. His Tree of Life is currently upgraded, and he does have also the Nature's Grace upgrade, which allows him to move faster and have more armor. It has 7 armor, otherwise you would have 2. I know you can see that Archmage taking a lot of damage, but trying to run away, getting run into a dead corner, and gonna hit it by the Dryad, being slow poisoned right there, and Beastmaster also chasing him. It looks like that Archmage gonna get away. Actually gonna Staff and teleport whoops over here to his footman and summoning a Water Elemental, kind of come in here and try to do some damage, maybe kill this Dryad that is currently ensnared. It's no longer ensnared, but hey, it's still very low. He could kill that, and that's gonna go down. Indeed, down it goes, picking up level 4 on the Archmage. You can see that Beastmaster is TPing in as well to that Dryad, and you can see that the Kenshin trying to go for the Tree of Life here. Does have a scroll of healing on his Archmage, so he can pop that should he need to. Oh, there's a Sapper. The Sapper does go down to nice Dryad focus, as well as the 2 heroes from Zhouxixi, as you can see. And now those Dryads going to also take a little bit more damage. You can see another Dryad going down. We do have a Thunderhawk currently out on the field from Zhouxixi as well. That's a level 2 Hawk, and that does do a fair amount of damage, and it's also unattackable by Footman. And it doesn't do piercing damage, it does magic damage, so defend it doesn't affect that bird attack at all. It's very, very effective for killing Footmen, especially defended Footmen. And now you can see that Kenshin is running away. He has already used his scroll of healing, of course he had to, and still losing quite a few Footmen. He originally had 8 when he walked into the base, now he's down to 3, and he's about to lose one right here for sure. Indeed, there it is, and that's how it happens. As you can see, a defended Footman, very difficult for Dryads to kill, and if there's only one Footman being chased, you might as well defend, and that can be quite a big issue. And now he's no longer being attacked by anything other than the Quillbeast that he can reflect, but he's going to stay and defend anyway. Why not? He's not going to live regardless, and down he goes. Up here you can see there's a farm right there, and there are 3 Dryads coming up here to try to protect it. I'm sorry, 5 Dryads, in fact, as Kenshin takes his Archmage and does a little bit of damage to those Wisps right there, almost getting blocked by a pig. Not really going to be a huge deal, and now he's going to staff away. Where is he staffing to? His expansion, indeed. Putting down 2 workshops, getting towers up. That is level 1 masonry upgrade. Researching black gunpowder. That is, of course, for flying machines, siege engines, mortar teams, and riflemen. So quite a bit of stuff there. I can see the Beastmaster has TP'd into his Wisp right here, and that Footman is going to run into the tower maze that is back there. As we can see, 1 Huntress coming in here as well, and the Panda on its way. Here's the Mountain King out currently trying to stop this workshop from going up. Looks like they might be able to do so. Yes, indeed, canceling the workshop. There it is. And will they go for the second workshop? That one probably won't go down. As you can see, it's about finished already, and there are currently 2 peasants building it. But, yeah, that's probably going to be just fine. There it is. Bolts on the Beastmaster. The Beastmaster going to be forced to run away just a little bit there. Doesn't want to take too much of a risk. And bringing in his 2 Dryads. He does have more. I don't know where they are. Perhaps he needs them to defend in case the Archmage decides to TP around. There are indeed 3 right here. Of course, you also have to be concerned about Sappers. Sappers will do quite a bit of damage. There's a Wood Shredder being picked up now by Zhouxixi from the laboratory that Kenshin crept out. As you can see, though, Zhouxixi is now currently creeping out this mercenary camp. Will he go for any mercs? That wouldn't be a bad choice, I don't think. Maybe to do a power push or something like that. No, not a power push, but a very powerful push with some mercs. But he also just needs to creep up. If he can get level 6 on his Beastmaster, then he can have Stampede, which Stampede would make short work of these towers. Of course, he would have to contend with the fact that there is a Mountain King on the map, and Beastmaster does have a channeling ultimate, so if you get interrupted, i.e. if you get stunned, say from a Stormbolt or a Bash, then that's going to be a big problem. As you can see, a Tome of Experience being picked up by that Mountain King. Very nice to get that experience. So, and he does have 3 Ivory Towers in his inventory right now, which is a bit of an odd choice. Unless he's intending to do some kind of a tower rush, which we might be seeing, and we actually are seeing some workshops. This workshop is building tanks right now. As you can see, that workshop is going to have 2 peasants that are repairing it, going to go down, and Panda taking a ton of damage from those towers to kill those 2 peasants right there. But now they're pretty much focusing on this workshop, trying to kill it. And will it go down? It probably won't go down. Dryads don't really do much damage at all to this thing. Of course, we do have level 2 masonry. It has been upgraded. Now, what will these Dryads up here do? They're just kind of scouting about it looks like. In that workshop, as you can see, building a second tank, knowing that it's probably going to be just fine. Here comes that Mountain King. Going to go for a bolt on the Panda. Doesn't want to run the Mountain King in just yet. And going to go ahead and just do a little bit more damage. As you can see, that siege engine running away now. Well, not running away, of course, he's running over to the bases where he's going to attack. And this Wisp that was once here has built an Ancient of Wonders, a shop, in fact. Something odd, because Zhouxixi, I guess he thought that he could sit here and just outlast his opponent, but not going to happen. Or perhaps this was even a distraction, something that he kind of figured Kenshin would sit there and attack for a while he went and did something important on the map. Of course, I'm not sure he was expecting to see a tank coming out on the map as well. There's bears now currently being being produced. They're already master, which means they have bear form, and that's why that's when the Scourge Bunchheim is going to really come into effect, because master bears with lifesteal, that's a pretty big deal. Now you can see these siege engines right here going to come in here, maybe go for the Moonwells, or will he simply just run through distracting the army and get a little bit of scout information? It looks like that's what he's going to do, knowing that if he stops, he's going to take a lot more damage, and he's probably going to go down regardless this way. But with this thing on him, the Thunderhawk actually going to be spelled. So there you go. The siege engine is actually going to be able to just sit here right here and wait around for better orders. And that's what the ivory towers were for. They were for putting up another expansion. As you can see, that is going to be 6 towers should he place this one placed down very quickly, and that's what he needs. Of course, there's going to be a push coming in here from Zhouxixi. Losing 5 ivory towers right off the bat would be a big loss for Kenshin. So will he be able to actually prevent this from coming in? We might see that happen. There's level 3 on this panda. Going to go ahead and use a breath of fire, hitting 2 of those heroes as well as 2 of those towers. And Dryads do really well versus buildings that are currently being built. And as you can see, they're going to go ahead and kill those very quickly. There is a knight that's being chased down right now. Will that knight go down? Probably not. He's got a staff and a paladin, but we'll see. There's the staff on that knight, and the archmage is going to be forced to run away while these dryads go ahead and make short work of those ivory towers that were being built. I'm not sure we're even seeing cancels on these from Kenshin. Looks like no cancels, so that's quite a bit of resources lost from Kenshin, quite painful. And as you can see, he's just massing tanks right now from 3 workshops. And where are his tanks? We do have tanks over here, 3 tanks trying to go ahead and kill this Tree of Life. There are 4 Ancient of Wars up right now, trying to deal with these siege engines, and of course, really nice micro from Zhouxixi. Those tanks cannot attack the wisps, and the wisps are performing a very nice block for that Tree of Life. Gonna force the siege engines to run away, and here we have 2 more right here, a 3rd one right there. 7 tanks out on the field then. A mud golem for Zhouxixi at his main. That's going to allow him to slow tanks, and slowing tanks, of course, very good. It slows not only the movement speed, but also the attack speed of those tanks. So now you can see these our Ancient of Wars are just running away. And here's another mud golem. And did he slow anything? No, not any slows just yet. He could have tried to slow. Yes, indeed. You're going to slow one tank as he runs away. That slow does last for quite some time. I believe 90 seconds. And that's going to be a bit of a pain to deal with as the tank tries to get across the map to get repaired. Now we can see these lords unfortunately will go down, and that is unfortunate for Zhouxixi. As we can see, a fight going underway. Gonna go for the Mountain King? No, going for the Paladin at this point. That Paladin is in a little bit of trouble. There's not currently any staffs currently on the other heroes. As you can see, he's actually gonna pass the staff. Oh, looks like it might have been on cooldown then because he was unable to staff out the Paladin. Did get a holy light off before he died though, and now you can see that as Kenshin runs away, just running more tanks into the bases of Zhouxixi. So Zhouxixi having quite a bit of time here, I think, and as you can see, he's actually running his summons over to this place that he believes Kenshin wants to expand at, and gonna go ahead and throw down an Ancient Protector right here. Just gonna deny any peasants from actually building anything there until some human army comes over there and deals with that Ancient Protector. As you can see, going for the Mud Golem here, knowing that if you can kill the Mud Golem being a good choice. Actually going to go for a Thunderbolt onto the Panda now, and right-clicking the Panda, trying to kill the Panda. Will he get the Panda? There isn't a staff to go ahead and save that, so the Panda does go down. As we can see now, the human player is running away once again, unable to kill this Mud Golem. And with the Water Elemental, still trying to kill it with the Water Elemental, not going to happen. Going to get Abolish Magicked on, and that is a nice dispel. Losing yet another Moonwell to this tank harass. As you can see, Zhouxixi at 54 out of 50 food currently, trying to deal with these tanks. And will he lose one more Moonwell? It looks like he probably will lose this Moonwell, but that tank will go down. Indeed, there it is. Now he's down to 54 out of 40 food. And we can see he's TPing over here to his expansion, where Kenshin was trying to deal with a lot of damage to this expansion. But as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 5 Ancient of Wars are currently up, and it's going to make it very difficult. You're going to be able to take out this siege engine as he does slow it, and just slowly be able to kill that as it runs away. Lots of problems for Zhouxixi though on this map right now. I mean, both players are taking a ton of resource loss. Here you can see a bunch of these towers being built quite far away. Zhouxixi with the near map hack-like presence, the ability to immediately staff over to his Ancient Protector. And of course, just getting towers up right here would also be just as effective as getting him down here if he had to do it in a pinch. Well, I guess not quite as effective, but, you know, it would work. As long as he was able to constantly prevent Zhouxixi from running directly by them into the tower range, or to the main range, and Kenshin just needs to get those towers up. He needs to secure an expansion. I wouldn't be surprised if he decided to come over here and do it there. But as you can see, constant action on this map, really not going to have a break here. As you can see, another knight going to go down, going to get staffed out, in fact, never mind. And will we see these units go down? I mean, the human player simply does not have the army. He needs to really deal with Zhouxixi's army, but he is using these tanks, trying to be as effective as possible, and still nice micro on these Mud Golems to keep them alive. Going for the altar now. The Panda's only barely going to come out, I think. Will he come out? Oh, Panda coming out right before that altar goes down. Very, very close. and the Paladin dying at the same time. So there you have it. And now these siege engines just kind of suiciding. Of course, they are 2-3 upgrades. Dryads are just 3-0 upgrades, knowing that they don't really need defense right now. He would much rather be better off instead of getting 3 defense upgrades to make 3 or 4 ancient protectors. And those things will just go ahead, as you can see, being very useful and in keeping this Tree of Life alive. And this is just everywhere. And as you can see, yes, indeed, here comes Kenshin with the expansion over here. Now, the question is, will Zhouxixi, since you aren't trying to do anything up here, that you're trying to expand somewhere else and come scout down here? It doesn't have a very long time to do so, because once these towers go up, then that expansion will be solidified pretty much. Of course, you can see that Kenshin now running these tanks into an odd spot. I mean, it's odd that he's running them this way, because he knows that he doesn't want that army anywhere near his towers down here. He wants those towers to go up. Running them up here, of course, he will do that. And here comes that scout from the Quill Beasts. And he's going to be able to scout this out. Unfortunately for Kenshin just having a hard time getting anything up right now. So again, maybe a little bit of a mistake to actually go ahead and run those tanks right there. As you can see, a staff into this Quill Beast. These towers can all just be canceled at this point, pretty much, because they're all going to go down. And there's really nothing that Kenshin can do about that. He's not going to go ahead and immediately cancel them, just going to give a little bit of time, delay as long as possible. And as you can see, the Panda can also be staffed in. Actually going to have 2 of the guard towers going up, but it's not going to really matter too much here. I mean, there's just not a lot he can do with just towers versus heroes. Will he lose that one as well? Not getting the cancels off, I mean, that's quite expensive for him. Very, very expensive. As you can see, he only has 178, 180 gold right now in a low upkeep. I think he's on 1 base right now. I guess this is the only mine that's running. So he's only got about 3,000 gold. He needs an expansion up if he's going to keep up his tower tank play. Going to let these go up as well. Odd choice, really an odd choice. But I mean, it is distracting those heroes down there, keeping them there. But is it worth the cost? I don't really know. Of course, you can't really do too much damage here. Trying to use these 2 tanks to kill it, but no repair currently on this Tree of Life, which is a little bit odd from the Wisps. Normally you would expect the repairs immediately, but going for the repairs right now. Going to bring every Wisp he has right there. And of course, we're going to see an Ancient of War going down to Kenshin's army. There's a Tree of Eternity right here. I'm surprised he's not going to move it down here. There's only a Tree of Ancient of Wonders down here, I'm sorry. And so he could have expanded right here if he wanted to, but not going to happen for whatever reason. And I guess he's just trying to keep all of his buildings in one place right now. But as you can see, Kenshin is going for a red, and going to see what item will he get for this red. Could get a Staff of Silence. Going for a Pendant Mana. It's 250 mana on whatever hero he decides to pick it up on. It's not a bad choice on, say, your Mountain King, if you decide to put it there. Yes, indeed, as you can see, bringing the Mountain King up to 520 mana at level 3. That's quite a bit. Of course, he does have Brilliant Sword, I believe, at level 2 currently. So, but still, I mean, that pretty much means he has unlimited Thunderbolts at this point. And as you can see down here, there are some tanks coming down here. I believe maybe this is why he didn't bring that Tree of Eternity down here, because he knew a bunch of tanks would be on their way down here, and that's why he kept his heroes there, and he went ahead and intercepted those tanks, took one out, and forced the other 4 to run away. And where is his Tree of Eternity right now? You can see that it's probably somewhere on the map. I just don't know where. Ah, here it is. In fact, it's actually going to get found by those tanks anyway. And will it go down? It's a potential possibility if Kenshin just notices it. Does he notice it? He does, but it's way too late, I would say, at this point for having any chance to kill this. It's going to try to, but as you can see, it's Staff coming in on one of those Dryads, both Dryads, bringing in the Beastmaster and the Panda. Those tanks are going to go down. Going to force those tanks to try to run away, but once again, I don't know. I think he's just going to lose them. I think he's going to lose them. And of course, it's very hard to kill a Tree of Eternity to begin with, especially when it's uprooted. So yeah, it's especially when it's beside trees even. So yeah, it's going to lose at least one more tank. There it is. And running this Tree of Eternity still back over to this gold mine, knowing that he needs to have more gold. Of course, up here we can see there's a Paladin up here, level 2. 10,000 gold on this gold mine. So actually, Zhouxixi really doesn't have to get another expansion up just yet, while Kenshin really could use one. Going to lose a knight right there. Potentially losing his farm as well. I mean, at this point, it might not be a bad idea to go ahead and kill the farm once he's done chasing this army, because why not? I mean, it's a potential target that he can TP his Archmage to, and that is a bit of an issue. Of course, he's not really going to be too worried, I think, about having that Archmage getting TP to at any point if it's by himself, because he can probably just kill it then. And do see 2 lords going up. Those are probably going to get canceled right here. Of course, there's a tank just trying to do a little bit of damage. It's just going to go down. both of those lures are going to be canceled just like that. Going to Thunderbolt one of those wisps, and do we have another? There's still not a second expo attempt coming in for Kenshin. He really needs to get a second expansion up soon, so hopefully he'll be able to do that because he's definitely about to run out of gold. And as you can see, he's going to go straight for that panda. Will he be able to kill the panda? I mean, he's taking a lot of damage on the Mountain King, microing the Mountain King really well. Going to toss another bolt. Is there a staff? There's a staff on that Beastmaster. The Beastmaster is level 7, in fact, and staffing the panda right over there. Will we see a TP coming in? We might see a TP. There's the TP from Kenshin. As you can see, he's run all the way back behind this gold mine. Going to go ahead and cast Thunderbolt on one of those. I guess it might be Stormbolt. I don't remember really off the top of my head. I think it's Stormbolt. Oh, well, I take everything I said back. There was actually another expansion running for Kenshin right here at this red, and I didn't notice it, but Zhouxixi did, bringing in those 2 bears to deal with that. And in fact, where is that TP coming in to? Over here to his shop before he loses it, picking up a clarity, 2 clarities, using 1 clarity and popping the other one, and going to kill a siege engine for his shovel. That's 140 gold in clarities, but not a big deal, especially if you losing your shop, but killing a siege engine, never a bad idea. And of course you can see that this gold mine only 1,100 gold left in it, so that's not so good for Kenshin at this point. I mean, if he doesn't find a source of gold soon, who knows? As you can see, he's going to go ahead and reveal into here, just making sure there's not a expansion that's this Ancient Protector's guarding, because he has a hard time scouting that. Oh, well, the Mountain King goes down. I'm not really sure what that was doing, but he did go ahead and kill the panda, it looks like. So he killed the panda. I'm not really sure. I don't know. I'm not sure why I really don't know why the Mountain King was over there by himself. Very odd, but he's going to get taverned back. And, yeah. So there we go, passing the Pendant of Mana over to the Paladin. Level 2 on the Paladin. If he can pick up level 3 on the Paladin, he'll be in really good shape because it'll make his army very durable. And as you can see, he might go ahead and pick off one of these Druids of the Claw. It looks like he's not going to try to, just going to run away. Although now that one is in bear form, or I'm sorry, in caster form, it might not have been a bad idea, but nope, not going to happen. Will he lose a knight? Going to lose a knight, and not sure what the Archmage is doing either, just running into that army for some reason, maybe trying to switch to... maybe trying to wait for a staff cooldown. It might have been very close to being done. Don't know what he was doing there, but we do see a 1 tank coming in here trying to do a little bit of damage, but 1 tank simply won't be enough, especially when it's low on HP as it were. And here we can see that something has been staffed over to this base. It looks like it was a knight. Yes, indeed. Mortars have been researched at this point. Mortars, unfortunately, mortars being researched coming out. Really going to lose both of those mortars right there as the Nido player moves into position. Going to have a Stormbolt onto the panda right there, and yes, indeed, going to get staffed out and try to come in here, and there's nothing really to deal with, but just going to use those Moonwells. And so, yeah, Zhouxixi's in a great spot right now. He does have 1 mortar still out. It looks like another mortar. I don't know if they just finished, but he is out right there. He has a Arcing Sanctum. Looks like he's done with tanks. Tanks clearly are not working this game, but he still has an issue. Another expansion coming in from Zhouxixi right here. Where is his Tree of Eternity? Did he lose it? He might have lost the Tree of Eternity at some point. I don't see it on the map. Yeah, he must have lost his Tree of Eternity at some point, and he's building a Tree of Life over there, and that means he's having to retech right here at the Tree of Ages. Maybe the Mountain King actually sappered the Tree of Eternity. It's a possibility, and that's why he was over there. I don't know, but either way, what we do see is that that's what happened for sure. We can see the red player, Kenshin, coming over here to creep out 1 more red. Will he keep his Archmage here, which would leech experience, or will he back off with the Archmage and let this creep it out on his own? Gonna go ahead and keep the Archmage here because he simply needs the damage. Needs the damage, needs the mana regen, needs it all. What item does he get? Amulet of Spell Shield. Not the greatest item in this situation. It would have been a really good item for his opponent, so it's good that he was able to deny it, but not the greatest item. As you can see, trying to put up some towers right now. What is his gold at? Running out of gold, actually. So he's going to have to sell some items, it looks like, to actually go ahead and even build something here. And that's going to be a bit of a problem, but he has to get these towers up without a doubt. And he's got plenty of items to sell. As you can see, he can sell this probably pretty easily. Doesn't really need it. Of course, here comes the Night Elf army. And if these towers don't go up, if he gets canceled on these towers, it's going to be a big issue. This fight going underway. Lots of summons in this fight, in fact. And who's really winning the fight, it's hard to tell, but we do see Shrapnel has been upgraded for the mortar team, going out and taking out these Dryads, or at least trying to. You see one tower has gone down, trying to repair these towers. The second tower will go down, and what we see in these Dryads are making really good moves, trying to avoid the mortar team. Now the mortar team will pick off one, but that mortar team is going to go ahead and get staffed out right before he can kill the other two, and before the two can kill him. So here we can see the Beastmaster running away at this point, going to lose a bear. We're going to lose a second bear perhaps to a bolt, and yes indeed that will go down. So a really nice micro from Kenshin to keep this all alive, and left with two peasants. Two peasants, of course. That was able for Zhouxixi to pick up his own additional expansion right there. As you can see, nothing is left at his original base. Everything has been moved up to here. And finally going ahead and throwing down a second Ancient of Lore. And of course, that's two Ancient of Lores right there. Finally going to rebuild those. And this is a kind of an important thing to consider, because he lost his bears. He cannot make any more bears. All he has now is these two Dryads and his two heroes. Of course, he's working on that now that he's rebuilding those lures, and he's going to be able to make more units soon. But that is a big issue for him. As you can see, Kenshin creeping out that Goblin Laboratory right there, and he's going to have to come up here and deal with this. Of course, Mercs have been bought now, or at least one Merc, an Ogre Warrior Mauler, I'm sorry, has been picked up now by Zhouxixi, going for the Storm Bolt on the Panda, trying to kill the Panda. If he can get a surround on this Panda, he could potentially kill it. No, never mind, the Beastmaster right here with the staff, so he can save it if he needs to. I'm going to do a lot of damage to that Panda. Oh, moving the Mountain King up here, trying to go for the Beastmaster, in fact, or to keep him from staffing, but not going to actually happen. Here is that Mountain King. Will he go for the Beastmaster this time? Nope, just going to go ahead and stun the Ogre Mauler and try to kill that as well. Should be able to do so, no problem. The staff on the nearest hero is, of course, on cooldown, and that mortar team going to go ahead and hit his own knight. What a meanie. What a meanie. Of course, up here we can see now these Dryads are forced to run away. So unfortunately for Kenshin right now, he does have the superior army, I would say, but he can't really do much about that. He's getting out economied big time. As you can see, the Nano player does have 2 gold mines running. Of course, this only has 3 wisp in it for whatever reason, and the human player doesn't have any, and he's completely out of gold, so he's not even long distance mining, which is odd. You can see a Stampede coming in, gonna force the human player to back off. Of course, that Stampede does a lot of damage, and this is pretty much what he needs to use that Stampede for. Gonna go ahead and cancel that, because right now we can see that this is a big issue. If Zhouxixi loses his 2 lures right now and loses his army, loses this base, he could potentially lose the game right now. He is dealing with a better army, and he's just gonna go ahead and see a Panda getting bolted right there. Will we see a little bit more damage coming in? There's a Hawk up going straight for that mortar team, knowing that that mortar team is dealing a lot of damage to both the summons and to the Dryads. There are no more Dryads currently researched, though. I'm gonna go ahead and see that mortar team being staffed out once again, and now we can see that these Ancient of Wars are really being the best friend that Zhouxixi has, because these Ancient of Wars are keeping him in this fight. Without the Ancient of Wars, he would lose the game easily right here. But going to go ahead and see Kenshin now being forced to back off. And this is a problem because, again, Kenshin simply does not have any gold. With no gold income versus 2 gold mines, you're in trouble. I mean, he has two peasants long distance mining. That's nothing. It's not even remotely close. Does he have any other peasants anywhere on the map? I don't think he does. This is 3 peasants. I'm sorry. He has 3 peasants long distance mining. That's not nearly enough. I'm looking for more, but I don't see any more on the map. As you can see, level 5 has been picked up on that Mountain King now, level 4 on the Paladin, and Kenshin just going ahead and pulling out this camp, going for more creeping, just creeping the rest of the map that he can creep out, needing gold, but he's not going to be building any more buildings, just making units at this point. Where is he? What is he making? I don't know. He only has 14 gold, 37 gold, not nearly enough. Gonna pick up some items right here. What will he pick up on the Paladin? A potion of greater healing as well as a cloak of shadows. Here comes a fight. The longer this game goes, the better Zhouxixi's army is gonna get. And of course, you can see staffs from both players. That the Beastmaster taking a storm bolt, quite damaging, and the priest actually being the thing being focused right now by the water elementals. He doesn't want to lose that priest. Can he staff it out? No, gonna go for the holy lights. Will lose a mortar team. In fact, right there it is. Down he goes. And will he go for that Beastmaster? Going for the Beastmaster. The Beastmaster does have a potion of lesser invulnerability, and that Beastmaster is actually gonna be just okay. As you can see, that priest running away, gonna go down to a Quill Beast, and now it's looking really bad for Kenshin. He does have a sorceress out on the map. But there are 4 bears, as you can see, and this is not looking too good. He's going to go ahead and kill one of these bears unless he gets staffed out. Going to get staffed out, in fact. And yeah, there it is. Now the paladin, the panda, going to go become the next target to focus. The panda very close to level 6, though. If he can get level 6, his ultimate will be quite damaging. Going to see a sorceress going down. I mean, these are Kenshin's units. Kenshin's left with just his 3 heroes at this point. Maybe, just maybe, if he sells some items and he rebuilds his expansion somewhere on the map, he can actually keep it up. And then he can actually come back into this game. But as it is, he is way behind. As you can see, Zhouxixi gonna lose the panda. The panda goes down, actually. Storm bolted, and he did have a potion of healing and a staff right here. The staff was on cooldown, and he couldn't use the potion of healing because he was actually damaged or stunned at the time. So there you have it. The Mountain King taking a bit of damage right now, taking and running away, being blocked by his own water elemental. Gonna go ahead to fix that micro. There it is. A knight coming out. One more knight. I think that might be the last unit that Kenshin can really make. I mean, as you can see, oops, I want to leave this. Keeper of the Grove has been picked up as the 3rd hero at level 1 for Zhouxixi, and that's going to be actually very powerful in this matchup, because what he can do now is he can start casting Entangling Roots and get surrounds off on units. We're going to see a bear going down, but we're seeing level 6 on the Archmage yet. No, indeed, we aren't. Mountain King going to be very close to death, going to get staffed out at 50 HP, and this is not looking good. I mean, how are you going to keep this Archmage? The Archmage goes down. Oh, no Archmage, no game. That could be good game. Kenshin probably will say GG right now. I'm expecting it, because when you don't have your Archmage, I mean, what are you going to do? He needed the Archmage for Brilliance Aura, he needed it for the summons, and as you can see, that Paladin is in a bit of trouble right now. I mean, the Paladin is going to have to pop his Potion of Greater Healing, almost certainly. I don't see any other way out of this for him right now. Because what he could do is pop the Potion of Greater Healing, keep running away, and then, well, I mean, then again, he's got quite a bit of time on this Divine Shield. It's a very imbalanced ability. Yeah, there you go. He's going to run all the way away. Wow, that is a very long Divine Shield. It's level 2. I can't quite think of the duration of it, but it's very long, as we just saw. Able to run all the way to the shop and back to his main base. Where is his Altar of Kings? I guess he's going to remake the Archmage. I don't know where he's getting that money. I guess he had to sell something at the shop, and that's why I went to it. Where is his Mountain King as well? Is the Mountain King also dead, though? I think the Mountain King is also... No, maybe no. Maybe the Mountain King is... Mountain King was staffed. That's right, at 50 HP. So, yeah. This is difficult. It's a hard situation to be in for Kenshin. Of course, if he gets level 5 in that Paladin, that'll be really good, and we can actually see he's going to scout this Tree of Life. So that's going to be 25 more experience, split 2 ways between these 2 guys. So, he's pretty close to level 5. He's at 1270 out of 1400, but this is going to be difficult for him, we'll say for sure. And of course, he's going to come in here. He's going to be able to cancel this one, but there is this gold mine running right now, as well as this one. So Zhouxixi's still sitting on 2 gold mines, and this one still isn't on 5 Wisp for whatever reason. I don't know why, but yeah. So now he's going to go ahead. Of course, this is a bad thing for Kenshin now that his peasants have been seen. They've been seen long distance mining from that gold mine. And in fact, here we can see that they're one more entangle. But level 2 Divine Shield going to prevail once again, I believe, as he runs away. And of course, we do see Boots of Speed on that Keeper of the Grove, as well as Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, trying to get us around on the Paladin right now with these Dryads. Will it happen? No, it doesn't look like it will. That Paladin's going to be able to escape into his own base. Will this base provide enough protection for him, though? I'm not sure. We do see Entangling Roots on that Knight right there. The Knight taking a lot of damage. Will we see a staff on him, though? We might see a staff. There isn't actually a staff to staff him. The Archmage might come out and staff him immediately, but he might still die if he does. Yeah, he's going to get staffed. Probably still going to go down, though. Unfortunately, as you can see, unless the Night Elf player runs away, which... I mean, why not? Why take any fight near towers if you don't have to? The Night Elf is in a great position in this game. He's got 2 gold mines, working on a 3rd, as you can see right there, and all that Kenshin has is 3 heroes. Gonna be able to pick off a bear, but again, even if he can, it doesn't really matter because he's so far behind right now. He's not making units, he's not getting gold. And will we see this Archmage go down again? He's in a bad spot now, kind of surrounded, and an Entangling Roots right here will be able to kill him. Gonna pass a Potion of Greater Healing and use that Potion of Greater Healing. Another Holy Light coming in, taking so much damage on this Archmage and staying alive, but this could potentially be it. I mean, I don't know, maybe the Archmage will live. The Archmage backs away. Now the Mountain King is the next person in trouble right here. Will he be able to get Holy Light as well? The Paladin actually going to go down. The Paladin going down, that has got to be a good game. Level 6 has been picked up by the Panda. Level 2 by the Keeper of the Grove. I mean, without the Paladin, he doesn't have enough money to revive the Paladin. Doesn't have anything to sell. He could sell some things. He could sell the Pendant of Mana. He could sell the Robe of Magi. But it looks like GG has been called from Kenshin. So that's game 2. Well, very good game. I mean, Kenshin probably could have won the game, but it's so far behind. I don't think he could have, honestly. Just so far behind. So far behind him. If he could have gone for an island expansion, if he could have done something different in that game, because he just couldn't deal with the land expansions. I think going for an island would have been a good idea, but then he would have had to creep that out. But he did have a bunch of workshops. Could have just made some flying machines to creep it out an island. That might have been the better idea. I don't know. But hey, there you have it. That was game 2. If you missed game 1, just click right there. If you'd like to watch game 3, click right here. And guess what? I'll see you there. Hopefully. Yeah, hopefully.